we have learned about the background and the history of Abhidhamma, and now onwards I'm going to uh, teach Abhidhamma, what is in the Abhidhamma teachings. So in this third council, actually, I will move into again for the third council. Third council, in this third council, in the history says that 60,000 monks were disrobed, which means they were eliminated from the sasana because they were not truly Buddhist monks. It was done by the uh, uh, it 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 was went it went through uh, a good research on them to identify they as not Buddhist monks. So the a big question asked from those monks was, what's the Buddha's way of preaching? What is the Buddha's way of preaching? What is the Buddha's way of preaching? So this one, actually, if we ask from today's Buddhists, we may also give different answers to this question. But this very preaching way of the Buddha had a specific name in it. So many of those monks, many of those false monks couldn't answer this question. They couldn't answer the way of preaching of Buddha. So they told different answers. The correct answer was Vibhajyavad. 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 So what is the Buddha's way of preaching? It's called as Vibhajyavad. Vibhajyavad, the Pali word literally means divide and explain. Explain. Vibhajyavad literally means divide and explain. So this is the way of preaching of Buddha. So when it comes to any topic, it can be Nibbana, it can be Nirvana, it can be enlightenment, it can be Patisampada or whatever concept, Buddha's way of preaching is divide and explain. So he will, like, if he choose some topic to preach, he will divide it into subtopics, and again those subtopics into more subtopics, and explain in that bottom level to up. He'll come from that bottom level to upwards, and he will give a big all together view of the topic from that bottom level to up level. So that's the way of preaching of Buddha. It's called Vibhajyavada. So I'm going to also follow the Vibhajyavada technique to take an approach to Abhidhamma. So if I ask a question, divide a human into two parts. Can you do it? Divide a human into two different into two can you do that? Divide the human into two parts. Okay, so if we think this question, we can divide human into several parts. If we consider the number two, especially, someone can say head and the rest of body. Someone can say skin and the inside body. So those are the answers we can give. But these two different parts should fulfill a complete human. So the best answer for this question is mind and body. Mind and body. Mind and body. Without mind, or without body, we cannot call someone a human. Uh, Without mind, if it is body, if only body is there, we call it as a dead body. So without a functioning mind, uh, a human cannot be exist. That so a human should have these two parts. It is essential to have these two parts to be a human. So here we have divided human into mind and body. This is the way we are learning Abhidhamma. And the body, we know most about the body. Okay, we can see it, we can cut it, we can do whatever with the body to understand it. So it's not a problem, but the mind is a problem. We cannot divide mind as we divide body. We cannot cut it, we cannot see it, and some people don't believe as any separate thing called mind. Uh, so they think mind as the brain totally, but we don't consider mind as the brain. We consider brain as a a structure which which functions according to the mind. So we don't consider, in Buddhism, we don't consider mind as a physical substance. We consider this as a metaphysical, which means a non-physical substance. So nobody can divide the mind and research about it. The only one in this world who has done that job is our teacher Buddha. He divided. So his way is Vibhajyavada, you know already. His way is Vibhajyavada, divide and explain. So his way of explaining mind also the divide and explain. So he divide mind and he explained, and that very teachings are we can found in Abhidhamma. Okay, so I'm going to divide how the mind, how our teacher has taught us. So basically, mind has two different we can say particles. Okay, mind has two different particles. First one is chitta, second one is chetasika. So mind is a let's draw something. So if this is a human, he has his body and his mind. This is not the heart, okay? Don't misunderstand this as the heart. I just draw the mind. So mind has two parts. Mind is a substance of two parts, two different particles. We can say like chitta and chetasika. Chitta and chetasika. Yes. Chitta and chetasika. Chitta is the consciousness. Chitta is the consciousness, and chetasika we can translate those into English as mental factors. So mental factors. So you can see this is a plural noun, mental factors, which means there are many chetasikas, but the consciousness is one single thing. So how many chittas we have in our mind? Only one. Only one. But how many chetasikas we have in our mind? Actually, it is we cannot decide that one, because it can be any number of chetasikas in our mind. It depends on the situation, but the total number of chetasikas we have is 52. This is the greatness of our Abhidhamma, because nobody, actually, if Buddha has not taught these 52, nobody can even think about this much mental factors are there in our mind. Okay, and nobody can even say, okay, Buddha has taught 52. I'm gonna introduce another one. There is 53 now. There are 53 mental factors now. Nobody can do that. This is a challenge of the Buddha. Nobody can do that. Only Buddha could count them. How many chetasikas are there in the mind? So total number of chetasikas that can be found in the mind is 52. Not greater than that 10. And only one chitta we had, only one consciousness. We don't have two consciousness at the same time. Only one consciousness per each mind, and many chetasikas. We don't know the number. It depends on the situation, but total number of chetasikas that can be there is 52. So chitta has only so if I move to the next session, next part, chitta doesn't have any good or bad nature. It is there. It is consciousness. It's the consciousness, and but in mental factor, chetasikas, we do have good mental factors and bad mental factors. So these mental factors are giving the taste of the mind. You can see the bad mind, good mind, the anger, the love. So we know our mind has those features in our mind, but at the same time, some features are not existing together. So we know love and anger is not existing together. So different mental factors cannot be aligned with, can be they are along with them, but there can be many mental factors together as well. You can have sorrow and the anger together. So that's how a mind is created or designed. This is not created by anyone. This is getting created due to several causes in the universe. So if this is the mind, we can take one part off, and this one is the chitta. This one is the chitta, the consciousness. So each mind has to have a chitta, and each mind has to have a different number of chetasikas. All those chetasikas has to be matching with each of them. So you can see, you can divide this into any number less than 52. So those are like chetasikas. Okay, mental factors.